Try Before We Die, the whiskey review show where we don't know what we're drinking, but we'll tell you what we're thinking. How you doing, Mal?
Not too bad. Yourself?
What have you been up to?
Same as usual.
I'm doing okay as well.
About 5'9".
To answer your question. That is tired and old.
I am tired and old.
Hundreds of bottles. We don't know what it's going to be. Randy, our number generator, will tell us where we're going. Today,
Fantastic
it will be...
establishment.
It's on the back side. We'll see everybody around the corner on the back side for bottle 169.
Try before we die with a bearded man and a British guy.
On the back side for bottle 169. We know we end at 148, so 10 across, 158, 168, left to right. We've pulled the Glenfiddich, the Fire Cane. This is part of their experimental series. This is the fourth release, which included the IPA, the Double X, the Winter Storm. I think Winter Storm. I think I have that right. We'll figure that out. This is coming in at 43%. The Fire Cane. The way I understand this whiskey is the fire is that we have a peated whiskey that's then aged cane, as in a sugar cane, then aged in a rum cask. So we'll see how, and I think it's Brian Kinsman, who's their malt master, their master distiller at Glenfiddich, who was behind the Grand Cru. So I believe he is behind this whiskey as well. So we'll see how Brian has done. The Fire Cane from Glenfiddich, a no age statement, peated whiskey, finished in a rum cask. See you at the bar. Well, Mal,
Yep.
We're headed to Speyside,
Oh.
but not in the traditional way.
Oh.
So we've got the Glenfiddich Fire Cane.
Oh.
So it's part of the experimental series. So this is the fourth release. It's been here for a while. Can't figure out the code for how long it's been here. But the way I understand this whiskey is, again, it's a peated whiskey from Glenfiddich that's then aged in a rum cask. Let's get it open. Oh, that's a nice top.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, the classic Glenfiddich bottle shape.
Yep. Not going to roll away in a storm.
Not going to roll away in a storm. A lot of really small things to read, so I'm not going to read it. Campfire smokiness, toffee sweetness. So they're really trying to match those two profiles. We're coming in at 43%. No age statement. Smoky whiskey finished in sweet rum. Toffee will divide you. This, the whiskey experiment that will divide you. Smoky Glenfiddich finished in sweet rum casks. Will you get more campfire smoky or more toffee sweetness? There's a question in this bottle, and they have asked it.
Now, do you feel... So, I'm going to throw this out.
Okay.
Before you go anywhere else.
Okay.
Because if I don't get it off my chest, it's going to kill me. Do you feel that the name was wrong? Because I don't think Fire Cane brings me to what you just said.
No, I've struggled with Fire Cane since it came out. For me, it was bringing me somewhere else. Where does Fire Cane bring you?
I was with cinnamon.
I was with cinnamon too. That's exactly where I was at throughout the entire process, and then I, read the bottle at some point and was like, okay. all right, I get it. So I'm not sure if that, I get it. Sugar cane is how you make
Yeah,
rum, right? And a campfire. I agree. I'm not necessarily married
I wanted to get
to
that off my chest.
the branding of this. What's interesting is this Glenfiddich bottle isn't, in that classic green that they use for their traditional 12, and it really shows the darkness of the spirit.
Yes.
Right. We're seeing it, in a smaller quantity in our glass. Maybe we'll just get a little comparison here. So it's not nearly as dark in a smaller pour, but in this clear bottle full of liquid, it's very dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is odd, considering that you just poured it into a clear glass from a clear bottle, and we don't have that same darkness.
Yep. We don't have a color or a chill filtration statement on this bottle, but we do know it is sort of a limited experimental run. These are still available out there. At least here in New Hampshire, you can still find them on the shelf in a few stores. Some of the other experimental series are harder to come by. I really liked the IPA cask.
Yes.
But I'm an IPA beer man.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And our friend Kevin, one of our production advisors, he picked the Double X for his 50th birthday bottle here at the bar. So that's the one we opened. So we've had the four. There's the ice wine finish.
Storm.
Yeah, Winter Storm, or I forget what it's called. We'll figure it out, but we have some of those here as well. So this will be us having the four experimentals so far.
All right.
All right. What do you got for a color?
Mahogany.
Mahogany. Mahogany, Mal says.
And I'm going to actually roll that back because I say that because I can look at the bottle.
Right, the bottle. I'm like, it's not.
It's like a really deep amber.
Yeah. It's a light walnut. Especially if this was a stain, a wood stain. This could be a light walnut wood stain. But certainly we're in that amber range and that classic sense of coloration.
Yes.
Yep.
It's definitely got color. You can tell.
We haven't tasted it. One of the things I am happy about in this whiskey right off the bat is that they didn't put it out at 40%, that they gave it the 43%.
Give it a little bit more.
So they're giving us a little bump to enhance whether it's the campfire or the rum sweetness. We'll find out, right? But I like that they didn't just go to that 40%. Let's see what it smells like. I feel like I'm initially picking up more sweet than I am smoke. There is something underlying there of peat smokiness, but that sweetness is really more present.
I've said it a couple episodes ago. It's almost that twisting of the smoke peat. It's just enveloped itself. You don't really. It's under, and you can smell it. You can pick it up, but it's not enough to really register. I'm not like,
right. It's not the dominant.
No.
Right. It's the subtle. It's the
I would
subtle,
say
smoky, subtle peat.
the cane is winning at the moment.
The cane wins the aroma. It's there. That peat is there.
Just underneath.
This is going to be a curious tasting. Balvenie has their rum cask. It's really good. The Caribbean cask. I've had a Springbank. I think most of us had a taste of that I picked up in England. So that was 2008. We were there together as a team. And I picked up a Springbank rum cask finish, which I wish I still had today, because I didn't appreciate it as much then.
That was back in the day when we used to just
buy them and drink them. Yeah.
So before you take a sip,
okay, I'm checking for oil. Go ahead.
Who are you going to say wins, just off what you smell?
Well, so the nosings have often been dichotomous, right? I'm not tasting any of what I'm smelling, right? If I'm just going to take a linear track here, the rum is winning the nose, the rum should win the flavor. Okay. It will be interesting to see if the peat shows up to dominate the rum in the tasting. But they have asked us to consider that exact question. So, you ready, buddy? The Fire and Cane, Glenfiddich, number 4, 43%. Here we go. Okay. So rum wins the mouth, peat wins the swallow.
You know, it's almost 50-50 for me. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie.
Okay. What do you got?
So definitely it's the front back.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. But I don't feel one's more overwhelming than the other one.
Yep.
I feel it's actually a rather nice balance. That I don't feel like I'm fighting to find something, or I'm losing something. I like the toffee. If you hold it right onto the middle of your tongue,
Yep.
and you just hold it and you allow it to just percolate, for a better word, you can get that toffee starts to come out, and as soon as you drink it, you get that.
You transition to this peated whiskey,
Yes.
right? I absolutely agree with you that the front is the sweet, is the rum cask, and the ending is the peated spirit,
Yes.
right? You went with a marriage. I think I'm gonna more suggest that these two flavors are just dating, right?
Okay.
Right. That it's not this perfect union of an experience, but rather it really is two distinct experiences for me. So they still have their own apartments. They haven't moved in together. They have their own bank accounts. They're not sharing anything. They each have their own insurance policy.
All right.
Right, but they like each other.
Okay.
You know, and so this does seem to qualify as an experiment for me. You know,
Okay.
Is it an experiment that I would say should transition to be an ongoing regular release? I don't think I'm there yet, and I don't know what would bring me there if we were maybe at a longer age statement, if it spent more time, if that peat mellowed out a little bit more. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just being honest in my opinion right now.
It's interesting you open that page of the book,
Yep.
because in a similar way, I think if this had a slightly higher alcohol content, I think the scales would be like this. You would get this, and then all of a sudden you would get that.
Yep.
And I think maybe if it was an age statement, maybe if they said, okay, we did this for 12 years,
Right.
allowed it to freaking sit in and take the rum. But I enjoy this. Like I said, for me, it's more one leads to another. You know, they're not fighting each other. I think it's balanced enough that I'm not expecting one and then not getting it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it, and then I get this other finish. I get this, and I get this.
If I had to pick, all right, Colin, where are you at? I think this could be an excellent, Glenfiddich could produce an excellent rum-finished whiskey. They took the peat out. That whiskey, I think, would be spectacular. Brian, that rum-finished Glenfiddich, that would be, let's go there.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, they've definitely shown that they can. Well, now I think it's one of these things where you start to get to the point where people are starting to delve into bringing in non-traditional tastes. Right. And I think that these guys is well within their wheelhouse.
Yep. So I really appreciate the experimental label. I think it's an experiment. I think it's fine. But I don't think this is a marriage. I think these are two unique experiences. The one that I'm enjoying more is the rum end of it. Is there a side you're enjoying more?
No, I just enjoy this drink.
Okay.
I just think it's a good drink. I've every sip I've tasted, I haven't had to fight anything.
I'm gonna have a little bit of cheddar. Would you like a piece?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do?
Oh.
Let's just see. One, because this salmon is really good. It gives you a chance to freaking pull out your pronunciation. That's really good.
I'm gonna have some of that salmon.
Yeah. I want some of that pepper though.
I'll have a little piece too. Oh, nice piece, Colin. The cheese was fine. What do you mean?
I think the salmon brings out that peat. And I'm not quite sure if I'm enjoying it.
He's right. The salmon brings the peat up, takes away that sweetness.
Yeah.
Confirms my appreciation of the rum end of this whiskey more than the peat end of this whiskey.
Yeah. Still not bad if that's
No,
what you were
it's
looking
fine.
for. But
It's fine.
but I liked it the other way. I
Yep.
liked it the other way.
Yep. The Glenfiddich Fire and Cane, for me, not a marriage. They're dating, just two unique experiences. Mal's likes it.
Yeah. I think it just they ease into each other.
Yep. All right. There it is. The Fire and Cane, 43% from Glenfiddich, experimental number 4. Let's see what the crew has for us today. Go ahead.
Where do they find these things from?
Oh, no.
To clean glasses and old corks. And empty glasses.
Yeah. I
thoroughly enjoy this.
Right. Every sip I have this sweet mouth and I have this smoky throat, and it's just not married. It is two distinct experiences, and if I had to choose, I'm going to spend my day with the rum cask.
See, I can't defend that. I feel like it just leads right into it. That rum leads right into that frickin' smoke.
You know, to each his own.
Yeah, no doubts. But a very well done, well played.
With a bearded man and a British guy.